Hello and welcome to Content to Profit. I'm so excited to be here tonight. We are going to be teaching on re-engaging your audience in the middle of your content. And beyond that, we're going to be talking about mindset to make more money on social media. Thank you for joining. We're going to let everyone get inside. Hello. Chelsea's here. Yay. Beth's here. Helena's here. Hello, San. Hello, Danielle. Welcome to Content to Profit. Tonight we're going to be talking about re-engaging your audience in the middle of long-form content. That's going to be the lesson. And beyond that, we'll be talking about mindset. Who has been in the live before and who has gotten value from the live? If you're loving what I do here, go ahead and share this with your friends. Share this with a friend who needs to use social media to build their business. Maybe your friend is a real estate agent or a local hairstylist and they need some tips. Wow, my makeup is not blended, but that's okay. Share it now with your friends. Throw it some hearts so we can get more people in here, and then I will get started teaching. How this works is at any point, if you have a question, feel free to drop it, and I will be doing some hot seat coaching. It's one of my favorite things to do, helping you guys on Monday nights for 100% free, answering your questions and going deep. If you are already making money on social media, I want to know what you're doing. That way I can coach you better. So let me know what your business is, what your dream is. And if you've been in the live before, go ahead and share anyway, because everyone else needs to know what you do. And this is a great way to network and follow new people. Hello, San Diego Realtor, Randy, Bartola Abba. Okay, so let's get started. Tonight I'm going to be talking about re-engaging hooks. Do you know what re-engaging hooks are? Do you know why you need to keep your audience? Ooh, I love this question, River. I'm going to come right back to it. But re-engaging hooks is a way to keep your audience intrigued, even though your content might be longer. So right now, what's really popular on Instagram is shorter videos. But what's doing really well on TikTok is longer videos. Both of these videos still qualify as short form content. So you'll hear people say, like, this is my long form content strategy. This is my short form content strategy. And what they mean is shorter pieces of content. That could be TikToks, Reels, and long form could be long YouTube videos, podcasts. And we also, in the Content to Profit model that I teach, start with by having a blog or email list and shooting out emails, taking that information, turning that into shorter articles, turning that into carousel posts that your audience can swipe through, and even full podcast episodes, taking all these ideas and being able to consolidate them down, trickle them everywhere. So maybe you're not posting about the same thing all the time, but hey, Jess, Jamie, Sarah May, Curl Supreme, just one moment. Super hot girlfriend, when you get a chance, can you put the air cooler in here because I'm sweating? Thank you. And I know if I'm sweating, you're sweating. Okay, so how this works is you're going to take whatever you're doing in long form and break those same ideas into multiple pieces of short form content. One of my VIP clients is here now, and we've been working on taking long form ideas and breaking those down into multiple videos, because when you have all these amazing ideas, you should be breaking them down into multiple pieces of content instead of doing more work. If every piece of content that you create is a new idea, completely unique copy, completely unique sale, you're going to burn yourself out because you're going to be creating so many different things. Every time you think of one great idea, think of how can I expand on this idea for a longer form piece of content, and how can I really hone in on one of the key points in this longer piece of content and turn that into a shorter form video. So that is the way, the formula to keep it all profitable, because otherwise you'll be creating, and none of it's actually going to make sense. It's not going to be consistent messaging, and you're going to be spending way more time on your content. So now that we've got that out the way, long form, short form content is what's popular on platforms like TikTok and even YouTube. So what that means is up to 3-minute videos, sometimes up to even 10-minute videos. But how do you get people to watch those videos? That's the question. How do you keep people engaged in a scroll-minded world where everyone's just doing this all day and you can't really hold the attention? Hey, Sarah. Hello. Hello, Miss McCormick. How do you stop the scroll or keep the attention of somebody once you do stop the scroll? Because now we're competing for attention with people who have attention spans that are used to being fed something different every 4 to 15 seconds. That's really challenging. The way to first get attention is to have a great hook. And I'm sure you've heard so many people say this, but it's really a foundational marketing concept. Having a good hook is saying something intriguing, heartwarming, shocking, whatever is going to get your audience excited or nervous or feel like they need to watch this. Why should they be watching this? If it's about you, it needs to come in the form of a story to get people to care, because people enjoy watching stories. They enjoy being immersed in your story. But if it's not a story, in order to sell on social media, the hook shouldn't be about you. The hook should start with them. So, for instance, you use the word you talking to your audience, but it's not about you. Hello there. Okay, if you have any questions, Willow, Brittany, Ariste, Sarah, drop them below, because I want to be able to hot seat coach you. That's what this is about. This is time that you can ask any questions you like, and everyone else will get to watch the replay. But you're here, you're live. I want you to get the most value out of this. So go ahead and drop those questions. I'm going to head back up to a question that I got from, let's see, River Nicholas. And he asked she asked, how many hashtags is ideal for short form content? So this answer is actually going to apply to both long form and short form content. And I will be speaking about using Instagram and TikTok. So, River, I don't know what you do, so please tell me what you do so I can help coach you in the types of hashtags that you need. But if you just want to know the ideal number, it's 3 to 4 tops. Here's how I decide. Here's how I narrow down what hashtags are going to work and be worth it. I start by asking myself, who am I speaking to? And one hashtag is absolutely about the community that I'm honing in on. For me, I'm honing in on coaches, creators, women who are wanting to run their own businesses and just don't know how. So I'm targeting hashtags like women in business. If you are a physical therapist, then you'll be targeting people who are looking for specific physical therapy hashtags that have to do with healing certain things, healing certain parts of their body, maybe something survivor. Like if people had been in an accident, you would categorize them in a community that uses a hashtag like blank survivor, and that would become who you're talking to. The next hashtag becomes the problem that you're solving. What is the problem that they're searching? Maybe that's like knee replacement, post-surgery therapy, something like that. And then third hashtag that you would use is the outcome, the ideal outcome for your client. So healing mindset, physical therapy, progress, those sort of hashtags that people would be looking up to see the after effect. And then the last hashtag I would use is only for if someone's local and they're targeting a local community and they're not really targeting a global community. If you're a local business, you should be using hashtags that are local to you and your local industry. So for instance, where I live, there's a nickname for our town called Acadiana, so I could use hashtags like that. And I could also use hashtags like my actual town, my actual state. I hope this is landing for you. Okay, River says, and please tell me your pronouns, River, so I can address you properly. Hi, Ian's here. River is working on building an author coaching. I love this. Oh my gosh. So needed. So needed. Because once you're already a successful author, everyone who's wanting to get to where you are needs you to be a couple steps ahead of them. And you can definitely sell your time coaching that. That is an incredibly lucrative place to be. River, any more questions? Because I'm happy to serve you right now. Okay, the next thing, I'm just going to keep teaching. You guys keep dropping questions. I'm happy to answer. The next thing that you will be doing when you're looking at your long form video, your long form, short form, that's what we're discussing if you're just tuning in. Long form, short form is about 1 to 3 to even 10-minute long videos. How do you get someone to keep watching it? So you got your hook, your opening sentence that speaks to the audience like, you've got to hear this. If you blank, you've got to hear this. If you want to achieve X in Z amount of time without experiencing D, you've got to hear this. If you are battling blank, this is for you. Those are great ideas for hooks. But what happens when your audience gets partway through the video? How do you re-engage your audience? How do you keep them there? The secret sauce for this is re-engaging hooks. Now, I am not attempting to show you how to go viral with long videos. Rarely happens. It can happen if you're creating searchable content on YouTube that everyone needs to know to solve their problem. But if you're sharing a story, this is more of nurturing content. Longer form, short form videos are to nurture your audience, not necessarily to go viral. And although we want many people to see it, and that's why we have an engaging hook, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you this is the type of content that goes viral. Ever since creating this type of content that speaks to my audience, I'm actually making more money with less quote unquote views because I'm no longer just creating for vanity metrics. I'm creating to solve a problem for my customer. So when you start creating this way and you're not worried about how many people are this or that, you're going to actually start selling because you're speaking to the one. You're speaking to the one person that God gave you the purpose of helping them. And when you start communicating like this in your content, then you're attracting like a magnet the ideal customer who really needs what you have to offer. Are you guys picking up what I'm laying down? Okay, River says, are courses more profitable for teaching or is a membership the way to go? That is a great question. If you have a huge platform, River, then you could probably sell a course. I don't know exactly how large your platform is and if people already like, know, and trust you. Courses that are dripping where people get different pieces of content at a certain time in their journey, that's wonderful, but eventually a course ends. I'm in the process of creating a membership that solves an ongoing problem that people will always have, which is continuing to build their business and using social media to do it. So personally, for what you're doing, is the outcome taking someone to beginning to end, being an author, not knowing where to start, and the end goal being something that they're done with, like the book is published and you're done? Or are you giving ongoing support about book tours and continuing on your journey and working on your second book while maintaining the marketing of your first book? Like, are you going to be helping authors on every step of their journey? Or are you only going to choose a very niche part of their journey? That is what you have to ask. Because a membership will allow you to create the content in real time and you could get started sooner. Whereas a course, you'll have to pre-record things. So that's just the difference there. Personally, for me, I'm excited about a membership because I want people to stay in it continually for reoccurring revenue. And also I'm going to be having live teachings in my membership, which I think is valuable because without being live and just handing them something, for what I do, things change so fast in the social media landscape that it really wouldn't be valuable to just hand someone a course and be like, I wrote this a year ago, but it's going to help you. So like, to me, I feel it actually helps my clients for me to have live calls, have a membership, and it'd be a very luxury small group of people that come into this membership so I could truly dig in and serve them. Hey, Ashley, so glad you're here. Okay, everyone, for everyone just tuning in, yay, Helena says yes. I do love rice, actually. I eat a lot of rice. Starting out your platform is small. Okay, so what I would start doing, River, if I were you, is just going live all the time, probably studying how to set your profile up for success, but also hiring a coach. I would hope it's me, but if it's not, it's totally fine. Look out, River, though, because in a couple weeks, I'm going to be giving away a completely free worksheet for you to set your profile up for success. Just the very beginning of your social media journey. So look out for that. Get on my email list now if you haven't yet. That will be dropping within 2 weeks, 3 weeks tops. It will be available, but everyone who's on the email list is going to hear about it first. I'm so excited, and it's going to be 100% free. So if you're really starting to build your brand for the first time, be like, that's it, I'm fucking making money, I'm not just posting on social media for fun, then that's for you. I'd love to see you get on the list. It's going to be super helpful. Chelsea says, how do you sell your offer when your goal is brand partnerships as an influencer versus selling your own service or a product? I love that. Okay, first of all, Chelsea, you can't be an influencer who just takes money that's handed to them, because I get offers every freaking day and I deny them. I only work with one brand, but I'm also selling my services. So as an influencer for you, I'd recommend picking 3 brands and 3 brands only. Also, I hope you've done your homework. Oh my gosh, my girlfriend told me the other day I need to stop calling it homework because it's associated with negative feelings. So if y'all have new ideas for homework, your assignments, okay, any other creative ideas for assignments, then like give them to me, because I want to stop using the word homework. It's a dirty word. Okay, have you done your homework, Chelsea? And then 2, when you go to pitch these brands like we talked about in your session, I would love to see you sign year contracts only. And even have brands that are open to working longer than that. Like, I do not work with anyone that doesn't want to work with me for at least 6 months to a year. And once I found my favorite, I dropped all the other brands and only work with one. So in your case as an influencer, you might want to experiment, but then only stick with 2 to 3, because your audience cannot see you slingshot them around. For sure, you've got to find brands that you truly align with. And I know you have incredible values because I got to meet you. And the next thing is, you don't want to be exhausted, and your audience doesn't want to be burnt out of seeing you sell all the time. It's different when you're selling someone else's product as an influencer versus me selling all the time. So you can take all my advice that I share to like business people and coaches, but as an influencer, you need to be selling your lifestyle all the time, what you do all the time, and people buying into your story all the time, not a product. So you would work with very few select products that have they're so lucky that they get to work with you, Chelsea, and that's how you sell yourself. When you're selling your offer to your audience, you make it very clear when you're nurturing in your stories that you only work with a few brands, and you tell the truth of it. Like, it was challenging for you to narrow these down. I'm sure you get emails every day for opportunities, but it was challenging to narrow down to brands that you truly believe in, you can get behind ethically, and this is what you have to offer because you use it every day. And as I discussed with you in our call, subscription-based influencing is the way to go. So if you're working with a clothing store, make sure they have a subscription-based clothing item. That way they always have revenue that's coming in, and they can easily say, we want to work with you all the time, or they're willing to just sign that year contract up front, and you know, like, this is a good deal. Woo woo. Okay, thank you, Ashley. It's great to see you too. Very excited for the worksheet because you've been struggling to construct your bio. That's exactly what we really hammered down in the worksheet, River. And then we're also going to be doing a live masterclass soon. I cannot wait. And it's going to be all about setting up your Instagram profile, which is really the basics of everything. And even if the people here have set up their Instagram profile, every time I go into one of these sessions with my coach that's meant for beginners, I always end up shifting something that ends up making me a lot more money. So no matter where you're at on your journey, this is going to be super valuable for you. Thank you, Nadine. Okay, research. Love that. Research, assignments, due diligence. Oh, I love that. Do your due diligence. Anne Marie's here. Growth work. Ooh, Helena, snaps to Helena. Growth work. I love this. Growth work. I fucking love it. Oh, yeah. Sell your lifestyle story, Chelsea. Oh, my gosh. Casey's here. Hi, Casey. Oh, my gosh. Chelsea, thank you for buying a badge. I so appreciate it. Okay, so let's get back into the lesson of this live because I want you guys to take away some magic, because if you start doing these long form, short form videos, especially Helena, she's working on her first ones, this is what you need to take away. You're going to start with an incredible call to action that relates your audience to you. If it's a story, engage them. Like, if you've ever experienced this, you're going to find some healing in hearing this. If you've ever experienced this, you might not want to hear this. Shock them, intrigue them, make them feel something. That's right. She's going to her growth work right after the live. Oh, thank you, Anne-Marie. So sweet. Okay. Anne-Marie says, I'm your lady. Yes, absolutely. Okay. So the next thing that you're going to do after that hook is you're going to give the meat of your video. I want you to think of it like a sandwich. Hook, meat, then this is the magic. When you are in a long form video and your video is not ending, you're not doing a call to action yet. Hook, meat, call to action. That's how we do with short form videos. Any video less than a minute, maybe up to a minute, 15 seconds, that's what you're doing. But if you are building out a strategic long short form video, then you can't just stop there. You've got to go hook, meat of the video, then hook again to re-engage your audience. This is where the magic happens. How do you do this? I'm going to show you. So if I'm standing up and I'm excited and I'm talking to my audience about something, or I'm telling a story, I'm going to lean in and be like, and if you're still with me, then you're experiencing this problem. And if you want to solve it, you got to stay to hear the last tip of this video. If you're still with me, then you've gone through this pain too, and I want to help you. Just keep listening. You just re-engage. You connect with them. If you are experiencing this, then I've got to show you this. And if you leave, you're going to be missing out on so much opportunity. You need to hear this. If you don't hear this, you're not going to get this result. These are all examples of re-engaging hooks. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? If you're liking this, share the live, heart it. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're learning. And we've got a question. Am I going to upload this to my Instagram? Yes. All of the replays, all of the free teachings are on my podcast, Social Equity, as well as my feed, where it will say live replay, content to profit live replay. So all of these are available to you. I love you guys so much. I just want you to take these tips and run with them. What I've noticed is so many people want to get free education, but then there's no fire under their butt to complete it. Like, complete the growth work. Do what we're sharing. I don't know about you guys, but if I watch something like this, it's going to hype me up. And then sometimes I'll do it or I won't do it. Not until this year. This year, I started absorbing free content. And I was like, I am implementing this right now, because I know that if I take action, I'm going to see progress. If I waste one more day not building my business, I'm never going to get my dream life. I want you to really think about that. If you waste one more day not building your business, will you ever get to do what you want to do? Will you ever get to be who you want to be? So please start listening to all the live replays, all the podcast episodes, and start applying all the tips. Because if you apply all the tips, you're going to be at the level where you're making more money than before. If you start applying all the tips, you're going to be at the level where you start making so much money that you're able to reinvest back into your business. And if you want even more support, you can always hire me for a one-on-one. Okay, let's see. Anne-Marie says, good stuff. You'll be painting this for me on my Insta. Love this. I don't know what that means, Anne-Marie. You mean painting? Oh, sharing, posting. Thank you. I'm so glad. Okay, yes. I love that Immortal Indigenous says she listens to my podcast to get hyped up. I listen to my podcast to get hyped up. It is such a women supporting women world out there. If you have not subscribed to the podcast, it's linked in my bio and it's called Social Equity. I drop a new episode every Monday. And yes, Assassin says hyping up is good, but taking action is better. If you do not share your purpose with the world, you will never profit from it. If you do not share your purpose with the world, you will not change lives. So please, please take action on it. It is not just for you. It is for everyone that you're meant to help. It is your gift from God to share. And if you're not sharing it, there will be people that you won't be able to touch. Like, you've experienced things. Even if you're like, oh, I'm an influencer, I'm not like helping someone as a coach. You are helping someone, because when someone gets on your feed and sees your life, especially like Chelsea, they're like, wow, she's living her truth and has a rainbow Lamborghini. We love her. Like, you're inspiring so many people that need to see it, need to see someone be happy, need to see someone be successful, need to see someone else living their dream. And that one thing could spark another thing in their life that changes it forever. I know for me, watching my coach, watching her literally trigger the fuck out of me, made me realize like $10,000 months just weren't good enough. Made me realize like $10,000 a month isn't necessarily a lot of money. It made me realize that I wanted to go so much bigger. And I hope by watching me, you're like bigger, 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 bigger. Because if Sophia could do this with fucking lupus, POTS, going through 2 breakups in 1 year, she can. If she can do it, I can do this. I know you can. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here watching. You wouldn't be spending your Monday night learning. You would be mindlessly watching TV and doing something that won't actually bring you revenue in the future. But you are not. Y'all are gold diggers, and we're going to dig in more. Okay, so let's get back to this. I want to just reestablish this lesson before we go for the night. Opening hook. Engage your audience. Make it about them. Start with you. Start with, you're not going to believe this, or if you've experienced this, then you've got to hear this, okay? First, meet, tell the story, pause the story. If you're still here, then you're going to need to hear the end of the story, essentially. Are you still listening to this? I know it's like really painful, but thank you for listening to my story. It just gets worse. Like that sort of thing. If you're telling a sad story, if you're telling a happy story, it's like, okay, if you're still listening, like there's hope, and I want you to feel this way too. Share, 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 share. Now, more meat of the story. We just cut in. And then at the very end, you give the call to action. Now, this is where it gets interesting. If you're doing long form, short form content, like my client Helena here, you may be breaking down one long story into multiple longer short form videos. If you're doing that, your call to action has to be even more strategic than usual. Those call to actions are going to look something like, and if you want to know what happened, you're going to have to like for part 2. And you'll never believe what happened next. She blank, like for part 3. You're getting people to move on their journey of hearing this whole story. And what happens is you're creating bingeable content that when someone comes to your profile, you set these story videos up in a playlist. They're going to automatically get fed these videos over and over again. How do you guys think I became like the lesbian of TikTok? I told so many stories that had so many parts, and people were like on the edge of their seats. Like, we got to know what happened next. Or she sit on your face. Like, of course she did. Okay. So that's what you got to do when you create these videos that are telling a story, and the story's long. Break that down. Break that down. And if you're filming in an app like TikTok or Instagram and you only get so long, then you've got to be prepared. When you start seeing you get down to your last 15 seconds of being able to shoot, you've got to be prepared. And if you're not filming in Instagram or TikTok and you're filming and putting it in something like CapCut, you got to be watching how much time is there, because if you go over 90 seconds, you won't be able to use that video as a reel. You'll be able to use it as a video on your profile, a video on TikTok, but you won't be able to use it as a reel. So there's a time and place for having longer videos. But if you're trying to keep them under 90 seconds and just have multiple short ones, then remember, you've got 90 seconds to make it happen, and then have that call to action and move them along and then to the next story in your journey. Okay, last bit of advice. As you make these videos that are bingeable and you're completely re-engaging your audience in the video, by the time they get to the end of these videos, they feel like they know you. They feel like they want to be in your life. They want to see what you eat for breakfast. They care about you, and they're going to care what you have to say. Once they follow you, you need to have a place where they can go back to all these amazing pieces of content that you've created that took them on your hero's journey, so they can like, know, trust you, understand that they can relate to you. That is what the purpose of the story content is. It gives you credibility, helps them relate. People connect through pain, not celebration. You can celebrate, but the only time you're ever going to see me celebrate is after I share what fucking hell I went through to get to the celebration. Because no one's going to care if I just get on and I'm like, yay me. But it's like, I did this because I took these steps, or I did this, but I went through this. Remember that. And when people are watching your journey, save those videos to a playlist on TikTok or to a highlight on Instagram. That way people can easily find your story, your journey. There's very few highlights you should have if you're taking your Instagram seriously. And we'll get into that on another day. And if you want to learn more, get on the email list, because I'm going to be doing a webinar all about it. And that could be the difference literally between you setting yourself up for business or setting yourself up for failure. Join the email list now, because I cannot wait for you to come to the live masterclass where I will be teaching this super, super efficiently. And everyone who's going to come to the masterclass is going to be very different than a live, because we're going to be in there to learn these very specific things. No one's going to be like asking questions in the middle, and you're going to leave with so much value. Oh yes, Anne-Marie says more people want to be relatable. Many people are not happy, so they connect to the sad. That's the right. Yeah, the real is the trailer. Helena says her pain is her profit. Chelsea says, my sister just joined. She's a realtor. Can you give her a quick take on Insta marketing? Ooh, Chelsea. Okay, Chelsea's sister, whoever you are, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. My first tip to you is going to be, when everyone else is using 3 hashtags to target their audience, the community that like your audience is in. Who are they? Like new homeowners, first time, like that sort of thing, to the problem they're solving. In your case in real estate, I'm not as familiar, but you think of the problems that your customers are actively searching at night, like maybe the scarcity of certain neighborhoods. 3, the outcome. So any good feels that come around, the mindset of being a first-time home buyer, the ideal, what someone's hashtagging when they get their first house. And then fourth on the list will be location hashtags. So anything that's local to the area for you is going to be super important. Any little nicknames for the area that you're in, your town, whoever you're marketing to in that area, that's going to be your next hashtag. As far as giving you like the quick take on Instagram marketing, I would advise you to watch all my Content to Profit lives. I share so much, and there's been some real estate questions there, but I would need more of a specific question. The one piece of advice I could tell you is, instead of starting with showing the house, show your face, because people need to connect to you before they connect to the house. And I would be in either the most beautiful room or the outside of the house with your face. Okay, guys, we're going to do this tour. The rest of the video becomes voiceover. They need to connect to you. If they don't connect to you, they can go to any other realtor. So this is your moment. The first few seconds of the video always needs to be your face. And not enough realtors are doing that. Let's see what's next. Yes, those are the 4 hashtags. Annie's here. Yes, local hotspots could be good. I would tag yourself at different locations, maybe shoot photos in different locations. But I wouldn't tag anything that's like further away. Like if you're in a neighborhood where they have their local coffee shop, maybe that's good. But if it's like over a quarter of a mile away, I wouldn't do that, because it might seem kind of spammy. Or just go with the more general area hashtag. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed your lesson tonight on re-engaging hooks. I know that you found this valuable. I know that you're going to do so much more than what I just gave you today. So if you have any questions at all, there's 2 things you can do. You can reach out to me on Instagram in the DMs, slide on in. I love a slide in the DMs. 2, you can consume more of my free content. I invite you to listen, to take action, because when you take action, you start taking these tips and actually doing fucking something with them, then guess what? you're going to see results, and then you're going to come back and be like, Sophia, I need more. So please consume the free content. Sign up for the email list. I will send you my free ebook, How to Get What You Want. I'm only going to be offering this ebook for 2 more weeks, and then that completely goes away. So please, if you want that ebook, go sign up right now. How to Get What You Want. I took everything I learned about manifesting my life now and put it into 11 pages. And believe me, I read so many books on manifestation. I broke this down into an 11-page workbook that is absolutely free. You've got to go get it. And then I also give away the tools that took me years. Y'all, I'm talking like 8 years of being on the internet and doing shit the wrong way and having to research something for 5 hours to decide if that's the tool for me. You do not have to do that. I am handing it to you on a silver platter. And you might be like, why? One, I have to give you guys free things so you can get on my email list. Take notes. This is what you got to do for your audience too. 2, I want to actually help you because it fucking sucks to research and like not know who to go to. Like, it really sucks. Some things in that list that I give you took me days, weeks, months to figure out. Took me time wasted on other platforms, other software that just didn't work for me. Wasted so much money on different mics, tools that did not work for me, were too expensive, fell apart, or too cheap, fell apart. Don't waste your time because time is money. Just go sign up for the email list. You're going to get all this delivered. And 3, every time you buy something, I make a little money in my sleep on it, and it doesn't cost you a dime more. In fact, you might get some discounts on some of the tools that I share in that email. So please take notes on my sale here, and I hope you have an amazing night. Go listen to Social Equity. Go listen to it right now because today's episode was popping. I love you all. If you have any questions, slide into the DM. Yes, I'll check my DM. See you soon.